This is a 1974 Eagle that's been heavily customized. Belongs to a guy by the name of Hal. He's added a slide to it. This would have had the stainless siding on it originally. He's widened it and made it taller. It's got a 14-liter 60 series in it, Detroit. Really nice coach. Front door has been relocated a little further forward. We'll get a tour of the bays and the inside here in a little bit.
You started out with a 12.7 and then you went to a bigger one. Is this the 14 or whatever?
Yeah, this was a 14. Yeah, the 12.7 I got when I built this. The Series 60s were pretty new. I think they about 88 really when they started coming out in this, and I started building this in 92.
Yeah.
And I found a burned 12.7 in a wrecking yard in Phoenix. And so I bought it. We built it. I had a guy actually build it. He sold me the computer.
Yeah.
He sold me the computer. So when the motor's running, that clutch is running about 30% engine speed.
Okay.
And then when it comes up to temperature, when it gets up where it needs the fan, it locks it in and it runs 108%. That fan will pull 52 horsepower.
Yeah.
Some RPM.
What are these valves and stuff for?
Oh, those are just for the batteries. So I
Oh,
shut
battery
off the
disconnects
batteries
and whatnot.
individually. I can check them individually. And
Nice.
I pull the air off the roof. That big tube there goes up through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
The tag used to be up there, the bogies used to be in that bay there. And I swapped the rears. This is a 10 rear, because they had the bigger brakes. But,
Okay.
but I turned it around and got rid of the drop box and all that and put a conventional center section in.
Yeah, and so you run like a 456 or something?
410.
Okay.
That's a story for you. When I put the trans in, that World Trans, World Transes are the same trans 4, 5, or 6 speed. It just depends on the programming. And this trans came out of there was a trash truck in Atlanta that burned, had 164 hours on it. And I had to buy the motor and trans, had an M11 in it, but I can just form the trans. And so it was a 5-speed. So we went to Williams, Detroit. They do Allison's too, and I just took some little pieces and tacked it on all along, and then I cut the roof off the top. I split the truss off at the floor, and I moved it over on top of this guy, and then I went through the floor and replaced the whole floor all the way across. And of course I dropped all the bays. There was nothing there. I got rid of all that. In the back, and an eagle from here kicks in, it tapers in, and I got rid of that taper. I'm 10.5 inch. That cap's been widened 10.5 inches.
And show them what's
That's
behind
some
the
heavy
door,
fabrication there.
That's the generator.
Beautiful generator in there. All in a soundproof box.
I've been meaning to redo it forever, and I haven't done it.
Ryko.
It's a Ryko 20.
Uh-huh.
The water goes through the engine radiator.
Nice.
The exhaust goes up through the roof. I pull one screw and you just pull this whole thing out. And the
pivots. Exhaust disconnects somehow?
No, it's all hooked. You can have it run and pull it out.
You can pull it out? How the hell did you do that?
There's pivots right here on this.
And that's the exhaust.
Connection in
Exhaust pipe.
In it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you can see the flex exhaust and everything. Yeah, you can have it running
Where-
and spin it right on out.
Where's
there.
the flex exhaust? Can you see it from here?
Right here.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah. Well, I appreciate
It's
something like
quiet.
that because of what I had explained how that works now. It's just cool.
It just, well, it pushes here. This is a leverage here
Yeah,
that pushes it.
I like that. That's really nice.
And then which one's your tanks?
Oh, the tanks and throw the switch, and it fills the batteries, but they vent out of the compartment too.
So how does that pump keep from overfilling them? Is there a mechanism there?
They've got check valves in them. They fill up and then shut off.
Oh, that's cool.
So, you must be running 12 volts?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't see them over before.
Yeah, no, I got just a Xantric 2500 inverter. Inside, right, okay, right on the other side of this, there's 145 gallon gray, and then the fuel tank's in the center, right in the center, which 190, measures the 192, and then on the other side of that, there's a 65 gallon black tank.
So you're running them this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are L16s? I can't say I've seen these
It's
before.
like they built those batteries for floor scrubbers is what they were for.
Okay.
They're kind of like
And they're
almost 1.5. They're 6 volt.
That's
6
just
volts.
a wet cell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had AGMs in here, and
yeah. I didn't like AGMs when I had them either. They're expensive, and just good old lead acid is fine by me.
they're about half the price.
Yeah.
And
So-
that,
You have Gen and Shore. Okay.
and then this is just this auto transfer
Surge.
switch with the surge protection in it.
Okay.
It's all one unit.
You happy with that?
That's the second one.
Mm-hmm.
The first one I had died, and that had been bought out by these guys. It's the same stinking unit, and I just needed a piece for it. Is what I needed. They wouldn't sell it. They wouldn't. I
You had to
buy a
replace the
one.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, haven't had a problem with this one, so we'll see. I don't know. It looks kind of neat. And the bumper was about twice as wide, and I cut it down. I thought it looked better. And this is this is a big fiberglass breastplate. It goes up to the cap. Well, there's a chain attached to that. That goes way in there, and that chain comes along, goes over a pulley, and then it's attached on both ends essentially. And I have a shaft between them.
Yeah.
So as I turn that shaft, it's pulling the slide out, or it's pulling the slide out in, and
Oh,
it
because
can't.
the chain goes over and back?
No, it's just
How's it
goes
pulling
up
out?
and over it.
Oh.
So okay.
Oh, I
whatever.
follow you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's caught between the two ends of the chain.
Right, and so as it turns it just pulls it along, and then I drive it actually with a roll-up garage door. I got
Motor.
yeah, I got the motor and the gears and all that, gear reduction box, and all that, and use that. And I put a really slick clutch on it. It's something to use in equipment if it gets up. It's an adjustable clutch. All it is a couple discs. It's squeezed together. The shaft goes through it, and it can slip. But you can tighten this nut up to adjust the tension on it. So if this gets
is
up
that what
into,
it is?
Pardon?
Gurwa?
I don't remember. to be
Okay.
honest.
Yeah, no, it's some
But-
automation
so-
stuff I do.
So if you got against something, it wouldn't destroy you. It
Yeah.
just slip. So anyway, and it works really.
Okay.
27,000 BTU. Yeah, that's a fiber optic controller there. Let's see, there's a Webasto, and just it's pretty filthy dirty in there. Embarrassing. Let's see what we got here.
Oh, okay.
Two of them, huh? AC1,
Yeah.
AC2.
So I got 54,000. Got 2 and not quite 2.5 times.
So what'd you say was on the roof then?
Nothing.
Okay.
Now, do you got a dash air set up through your engine. Is that right? But you don't have the bus air.
No, no.
So you've got a curved entry here.
Yep.
That's
yep.
real nice.
We wanted to have her sitting up beside me.
Wow.
So I moved the steering column over, I don't know, 8-10 inches.
Wow, look at the woodwork. Hi. The woodwork in here is amazing. Those curved cabinets. Look at all your gauges. What all do you have for instrumentation here? Just about everything?
Yeah, pretty much. I tried to use all the Eagle. I like the Eagle gauge that Eagle originally used. They've got their own logo in it. The little, you'll see the little Eagle. So whenever I could get a gauge with, I went to VDO after Eagle went out of business, and I bought all the old stock they had, but they didn't carry as many gauges as I wanted to use. Let's put it that way.
Wow, the craftsmanship here is just amazing. And you've got ducted air conditioning.
You had a friend named Duckett, believe it or not.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
Created
Thank
the
you.
ducks.
Well, you're a real craftsman. I assume that you did all this curved surfaces yourself.
No, I did not. I
Oh, you did
just
not?
worked
Bill
there.
Kingston.
Worked with a guy named Bill Kingston.
He's an artist.
Yeah, he's an artist.
Is he local?
No, he would come to your house.
But he's not doing well, basically.
That's real nice.
Originally, it had a big tube type. We replaced that. So.
Wow. Look at your cabinets and sink here.
Let's see, which one is this one? There.
You got a dishwasher in here?
No, that's a trash compactor.
Trash compactor, okay.
I can't believe, oh, there we go. I don't remember what one.
Oh, I like how the lights reflect off the floor. Got a little 2-burner cooktop.
Yeah.
So if there's interesting features of the coach, of things that you've done, tell us about them, you know?
Well, the guy who did this fantastic fan cover, what were they from?
The guy was
Was
from
he in Iran?
no, from Palestine.
Pakistan.
Or Pakistan, yeah.
And originally, we brought him a T-shirt to etch.
An eagle.
Well, he etched an eagle into this the bathroom wall there, the shower wall, and we
Did that.
Yeah, we give him a
It's
pattern,
got
brought him a pattern.
stained glass.
and he
And
built
he did
that.
this over here, right here,
He did
but
this.
our light is gone, so, but he did that.
I pulled the light out looking for an LED. I haven't found an LED to fit it. We've changed
fit
over
it.
all the lighting to LED in here.
Do you want to show us back there, the bathroom?
Sure.
one?
The eagle used to light up, but the lights burned.
Let me see. I mean,
But it's hand etched, that eagle.
you ever had anybody filming anything?
Just don't film the carpet, we're gonna replace it.
Yeah, this eagle. We brought him a T-shirt and he hand etched that, you know, and had the glass tempered.
But the guy that did the woodwork did all the corian too, and the shower. All hell, my husband bent this.
I bent it
With
with a
a
weed
cor-
burner, believe it or not.
He
Oh,
made the
really?
walls,
Yeah.
he made the towel racks.
I was an electrician, so I mean, I'm kind of familiar with that kind of stuff.
All of
but-
that, the cabinet, all the walls.
So you can bend that if you heat it up and not scorch it.
Yeah, yeah, it's difficult. You gotta be real careful. Normally, they put it in an oven and do it, but
He says, I'm gonna try it, and he did.
Wow.
That whole back is closet, those are cabinets and closet. And
yeah, way too many closets.
too many closets, so nicely packed, a bunch of junk.
Just love the curved woodwork that you have. That's a true craftsmanship there when you see that kind
Look
of
at
stuff.
the curved doors and stuff. I mean,
And this is a dual hidden pocket door. Not really a pocket, but
This is her little. It comes out so she can do her makeup and stuff there.
Oh,
but I'm so blind, it's hard.
Well, she's too blind, so she doesn't use it. Hardly. It was a neat idea.
little things like that when you're doing a conversion. Little ideas like that are helpful to people.
Yeah. I had a friend told me, he says, whatever
We
you
did
do,
the-
put a
at
big drawer so you can put stuff in it. So we did a big drawer there.
Get the,
Yep.
the,
'Cause otherwise
um,
it's tough.
remember the old Bose radios?
Yeah.
There's a Bose behind that.
Wow.
He's got fans underneath those little vents.
Yeah, we got fans. I put use these long. They're kind of like a linear fan. I didn't want to put a fan in the ceiling, so I put one on each side here. The
So you get
headboards, they
fresh
blow
air.
Yeah, and I don't
Does it
remember which one.
does it
And they got
pull
little
or
lights.
push or either?
No, it just blows out. Is all it's
Blows.
doing. Yeah.
Well, it's nice to have a little fresh air when you're sleeping. So yes, that's cool.
Anyway, yeah.
Wow.
Put all the most of the lights are on. I've used latching relays and stuff.
How did you do all that? I heard some relays clicking.
Yeah, they're really heavy duty ones. They're 200 amp relays. So
You
they
ran it all to one place.
one central location over there where the electric panels are.
And so then these are just controls that control the relays,
Yeah.
essentially.
Some of them. No, these are this one. You have a very few lights like this. It's not necessary. I didn't think it was necessary.
Sure.
But yeah.
So I missed this when we went by. This is your control center here.
Right.
And then this one is
And the relays are down in that.
a hidden pocket door.
Oh yeah.
I noticed that there was a door there, but I couldn't figure out where it was. So
Yeah,
that just came out.
Oh dear, I have
Off that wall there.
I
It's
obviously
the big
haven't
sauce.
used it in a long time, so
Very big,
it's
huge
very.
sauce hinges. You know.
And that just comes and does.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I
extra
almost
cool.
we almost never use it, so.
Right.
And we were going to put a curtain in this.
And then this
Pocket
one
door
Made the
here.
box
Yeah,
big,
this
so we
locks-
put a curtain, but we never.
locks it so it
closed
doesn't
or
come
open.
out.
Yeah.
Well, this one, so this one there, and it won't come out.
You notice all the mirrors are all beveled everywhere.
But
Peach beveled. That's fun. Oh.
and it's got a mirror on the other side.
That's nice.
So
Tell me about your control center here. You got your 50 amp coming in there.
Yep. The top section is all the your 12 volts. Then this would be your regular 120 volt power coming in.
Off the cord. Off
Yeah,
the short cord.
and then this comes off the inverter. Everything is here, and I set it up so I can run one half of one of the air units off of the inverter if needed. So it's two-stage cooling is what it is. Each unit they're 27,000 BTU, but one compressor comes on if the temperature exceeds 3 degrees from the set temperature, it brings on the second compressor.
That's cool.
And so I have it set up so one side of one of the air conditioners will work off the inverter, but you don't want to run. You don't want to
Want
run.
'em both with
Yeah,
really
you know,
on the
it's
batteries.
tough on the batteries. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it is interesting how you home run a lot of your stuff to the relays and whatnot. That is interesting to me because I've considered doing stuff like that on my coach as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's advantageous if you want to do some controls or control things from multiple locations to have relays like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much simpler than trying to start wiring stuff up with 3- and 4-way switches and stuff like that.
Well, thanks for the tour.